I mean, I can start it, but it's going to start. It better freaking start again. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Oh, it's just my Wi-Fi. And I'm hoping that YouTube would actually save onto this what we did purposely, because I want it to save. I hate when it does that. I had a little difficulty with Wi-Fi. And I'm surprised my computer is still hosting the server.
Yeah. Is everyone still here?
I think so. I don't know if they are. Or did YouTube decided to start a new server? I mean, not server.
Hey,
Right?
it does say that 4 are watching.
Yeah.
Hey, I was thinking, after this story, do you want to actually play a little bit of Minecraft?
Yeah, I think we should. After this story, we could just play. Oh my god, I have 97 watchers. Yeah, it started a new one. It started a new one. So we have a problem. So there's There's 4 people watching right now. Do you just wanna just end the live stream? Because it just went horribly wrong at the end because my freaking Wi-Fi.
Well, it's still here, and it looks like stream is still going. Why don't we just continue?
Yeah, but okay, fine, never mind. We'll just continue.
Hang on, I want to send a message in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not sure, like.
Everyone's here.
There's 4 people. So, just like before. I hate that my Wi-Fi did that. Like, that, it's been doing normal. Like, my computer has been turned off my Wi-Fi on its own. It just, instead, there's like a little bit delay with Wi-Fi or something. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often, though, which is good. It's not like that other one, but... Yeah, I think we should finish the creepypasta story, and I kind of want to read one more creepy. I'm here, currently busy with some stuff though. Okay.
Cherryberry's still here.
Yeah.
Should I just continue the story then?
Yeah, just continue the story.
Okay. All right. Now here's where this level started to get very interesting. I could move Rayman around, so I continued walking down the path I was already going. I didn't get far before Rayman suddenly stopped again, and the view panned to the right. There he was, Mr. Dark, and to my surprise, the magician was there too. The magician appeared to be made up of his sprites from a learning game, which I would have found odd if it weren't for everything else that had already occurred. The magician was flying, or perhaps hovering around Mr. Dark, attacking what I can only assume to be a magic spell. I was surprised more by the magician attacking Mr. Dark than by him flying. If there's anything Rayman Jr. truly taught me, is that the magician can apparently fly, but he's a real coward around Mr. Dark, and anyway, that wasn't important. The magician launched attacks at Mr. Dark, who stood still, blocking the magic with his dark cloak, and looking rather unaffected. You know, this only happened very briefly, though. After Rayman arrived, the magician turned to note his presence, but in that very moment, Mr. got back, shooting a much more powerful-looking magic at the magician, who hovered in the air in front of... I actually gasped a little when he was hit, as the village magic seemed to explode upon hitting him, and the magician then plummeting, presumably unconscious, down past the foreground out of view, leaving a trail of smoke and sparks behind. Rayman had watched the whole fiasco, proud as I was. I felt a little guilty, having just distracted the magician into his own demise. It was all part of the game, though. So now it was just Rayman and Mr. Dark face to face. The screen faded quickly to black, and one of those vignettes or in-game artworks, like the one that's shown when Mr. Darktilla appeared. It showed a rather frightened or upset-looking Rayman staring up at Mr. Dark, who had some sort of cartoon light glare effect coming from his eye. The two were surrounded by what I'm guessing was a green cloudy mist kind. The image was captioned, "Mr. Dark has found Rayman." Though to me it seemed more like the other way around, like Rayman and Mr. Dark. Unless Mr. Dark had been looking for Rayman before he was attacked by the magician. I'm not sure. When the image went away, Mr. Dark was gone, replaced by what I can most simply describe as a four-handed abomination of pixel art with fire magic and a huge syringe. I'm not even kidding you. I already knew from playthroughs of Rayman 1 summon or shapeshift into monsters that were a combination of previous enemies fought by Rayman, but none looked quite like this thing. The monster was a mix of all the bodies. It was an unsettling merging of Mr. Stone's and Space Mama's heads. Its body was that of Mr. Scott's merged with the backwards lower half of Mr. Sax, and out of Mr. Sax's lower body, it had a tail like that of Mr. Scott's, mosquito proboscis stuck to the end of it. Its feet were those of Mr. Sax, and its first pair of hands were those of Mr. Stone, while wielding a flame. One wielding a flame, and its other pair of hands were those of Space. What I'm pretty sure was a really big. I'm really wondering how I remember the detail. Well, really, it's hard to forget such a weird creation, but I'll count it. I'll get to that later, though. I waited on edge for the beast to make food, but it just stood there doing that. During the brief moments in which they are beating our poor protagonist, a little puzzled, I had Rayman towards the enemy, and I made him jump up and punch its head, since that seemed to be the weak spot of a few enemies, Space Mama in particular. The punch dealt the boss no damage. At this point, I noticed that it had no health bar, and Rayman's health flies and team counters were still missing. But it did awaken it, so to speak. I think it must have stopped his feet throwing a fireball. Luckily, my reflexes seemed to be on my side as I managed to dodge. I had never seen this enemy anywhere before, not in any playthrough or any written description, so I wasn't sure what to expect. The fireball throwing was a bit of a no-brainer, but how it would throw them had been for me to find out, as well as what it might do with that. It was noticeable that this enemy's animations were unfinished. Its face and body sprites never changed, only moved around, and so it always looked like it was turned towards the back slightly, but its head turned to its left. Its tail was a bit more mobile, but only swayed back and forth slightly. Its feet and hands seemed to animate normally, except for the one that held the fire in the syringe. I made Rayman jump and punch the beast again, and pretty much the same thing happened. This wasn't as hard as those playthroughs of proper end boss. This time I changed things up a bit and punched it without jumping, so Rayman's fist hit foot. That did harm it. That didn't harm it. How was I supposed to fight this boss? There was nothing else in the area to use against. Then the monster thrust the syringe forward, but once again I reacted quickly and had Rayman jump up. These seemed like very standard attacks for a boss fight, which I found odd in circumstance. The battle continued like this for a while as anticlimactic of the battle up. The slippery ground made Rayman to the beat, yelped, and jumped back as damage. Though by now I had no idea how many I had left for the health, and life counter was still missing. The monster didn't attack again after that. It just stood idly and watched. The screen had gone to a slight shade darker. I impatiently made Rayman wander and forth as the screen became slightly darker every few seconds. After a while, the screen was completely black. Well, what happened? I said to myself for like it. Did I die? Then an image appeared of a seashore with a cartoonish-looking house on it. Layered over the image was rather bizarrely posed Rayman, an unevenly arranged text reading, "Thank you for playing Rayman." I clicked it a few times and mashed buttons on my keyboard as I tried to figure out what to do next. After a minute or so, the game itself, I groaned in frustration as the game abruptly ended itself and went to reopen the executable file that had begun, but alas, it was gone. In its place was a folder. You guess what this folder was called? It was called "Thank you for playing Rayman." Alright, you're welcome. Down in the folder, see what the post-game peculiarities awaited me. The folder was filled with images, screenshots from my gameplay, each titled "Thank you for playing Rayman 1" and "Thank you for playing Rayman 2," and so on. I hadn't taken these screenshots. It was as if the game itself. In fact, they didn't seem to have been taken at specific time. Some I remembered to be only brief moments apart. Consecutive screenshots had at least a couple tweets. Luckily, they seemed to capture some of the most interesting of the game, and will help me tell this story as some things can't be properly described with words alone. I only wish I had captured some video footage or something because I have absolutely no idea to replicate what happened. I have no clue what triggered it. My copy of the game was normal before and is normal again now. While I can't say I was considerably scared by the ordeal, at least not enough to put me off playing Rayman, it did leave me feeling pretty uneasy for a while. Was Rayman's original story intended to be a lot darker? More than anything, though, it left me wondering. There were a lot of questions raised by that game that were left unanswered. Anyway, I'm going to include the screenshots with this story so you can see them for yourself. And yes, in case you were wondering, I did eventually After Dark and complete the normal.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's the end of that story.
Well done. Well, sadly, Discord did cut you off a few times, but not a little bit badly, but that's okay. I mean, they can actually click on the description, and look down in the description and click on the link that you're reading at, and they'll see Rayman Creepypasta, and they can read it for themselves. But yeah, that story is really good. Like, I was trying to read along and listen along as best as I could.
Alright, you said you wanted to do one more before mine.
Yeah, let's just do one. I'll do one more creepypasta because technically all we read was 2 creepypasta, and I'm gonna pick one that's actually short. I don't want to take too much time, and we can play a little bit of Minecraft and end the live stream.
Alright, which one are you gonna read?
Something. Oh my god. Yes. Invader Zim. Invader Zim.
Oh, which one?
The second one, the one that's a little bit longer and has more. This one's actually really a little bit good. Like, I looked over. I didn't read the whole thing, of course. Just one. Or should we read Squid's? Oh no, Squid's Suicide is too long. 911. Oh, you know what? We can read 911. I'm a 911 operator. I just had the most terrifying call. That one's pretty good. It's not that long. It's quite fast. The Psychosis is way too long for one. We don't. That's too much. See, this is why I mentioned shorter stories, because that way we could have done more. But since some of these stories are too long, pretty much took most of our time away.
Alright, you can go ahead and read it.
Alright, I'm gonna read Invader Zim, and then I'll read an actual one that's realistic. This one's not that long. It's like, it's actually, oh, or is it long? Let me see. Well, it's not that long like the other 2 we read. It's pretty decent. Alright. Every Invader Zim fan knows about the image called Bloody Gur. You probably heard that he was a joke, right? But put there to get back at Nickelodeon Studios for concerning them so much. The image was slipped into a couple frames of a few episodes and was so faint he couldn't even be seen unless you pause the show at a certain frame. That's actually true. That's actually true. This image is no joke though. I was there at Nickelodeon Studios when Bloody Gur was made. It was the final episode called Final Doom. John Hun and the crew knew the show was going to be canceled and were working on Bad Robber Piggy when they found out. They had about 14 more episodes to go, so they made the final episode early and thought it would be a big middle finger to the network to have this gusted image in it. I don't know how they thought this final episode would get aired though, because we like must view the episodes first before they ever air. I kind of wish I hadn't because I'm still a bit rattled by the experience. The episode started as normal as any. The intro had no audio and was really choppy, which I expected that because episodes tend to come back a little glitchy and need some fixing before actually airing. It opened with a shot of the sky and the title appeared and screamed Final Doom. Then camera lowered down to look down on Zim's house and zoom in. The next scene showed Gur was a taco as usual. Zim staring at him across the room. He stared for an uncomfortable amount of time, like the same shot was being shown, but it was actually zooming in on Zim, but so slow that it was hardly noticeable. After a couple minutes, Zim walked over and slapped the taco out of his hand and announced he didn't want stinky human food in the house anymore. I thought Gur would ignore him as usual and go about his merry way, or maybe have a commercial tantrum. But I was wrong. Gur stared at the taco on the floor for a long time. I began to see a theme in this episode. However, during the staring, I could hear something in the background. It was screaming. It sounded like a man being tortured. It was too real to be a voice actor, and even though it was barely audible, I felt like the sound was coming from right next to me. Gur's eyes turned red like he was in duty mode, and evil music started playing. He reached back and slapped Zim out of the way before taking off and boosting through the front of the house. At this point, I looked around at the other people watching this, because all this seemed really off. Just the whole atmosphere of the episode was wrong. Everyone else looked as puzzled as I was. The episode cut to Dib sitting on the ground outside, crying about something. He had his hands over his eyes and was sobbing loudly. "No, Rain! You ruined the Clear. Be gone with you!" I would say he had his hands over his eyes and was sobbing all night. Like, it was so loud he had to turn down the speakers. We had to turn down the speakers to save our ears. You can probably guess what happened. This episode had a habit of letting things go on for uncomfortable amounts of time. This went on for a while before the scene just caught to a few seconds of static. When it returned, Gur was there in front of Dib. There was no audio now. Gur said something to Dib, and Dib turned away. It now showed Dib and Gur standing behind him while Dib talked. Dib finally raised his head up and took his hands away to reveal he had no eyes. Just empty black sockets behind his glasses. He flopped down on the ground reeling. Gur looked unmoved by whatever Dib was saying. This was about the time we started hearing that man screaming again. And since there was no audio this time, I was perfectly clear that what it was, this was clearly a man in true excruciating pain. We didn't have a lot of time to think about it because the audio was back and the scene erupted change. Now quite full of static. It was in Asher Memron's lab. The animation was really choppy again. The lines and color was there, but it was all still like an automatic. The music was disturbingly out of tone when Gur busted through the ceiling of the lab, holding a blooded up Dib in his claw, entrails hanging out of his stomach and leading up to and Gur's other claw, a taco shell. Memran looked up, looking at Butter, but the scene froze. There as the audio continued. Memran said, well, at least it wasn't gas from what we could hear. Grr screamed and flew over and beat the shit out of Professor Memran. However, we got a quick flash of the aftermath when it was over. We had to pause it on the frame because it was so fast. It was a single frame of Professor Memran laying on the lab floor, blood trickling from his head and making a small pool on the floor. His goggles had been ripped off, revealing his eyes for the very first time, frozen in a look of shock and horror. His arms had been ripped from his body and stripped off of all their flesh. His chest had been opened up and Dib was stuffed inside. A couple people in the villain booth threw up and asked to leave, and I and a couple of others stayed. When we played it again, the animation was back to normal. It was clear again. The view was on Gur flying out of the ceiling of the lab at full speed, it blowing up in the background. Hang on, I had to swallow. Then there was a sharp static sound before it caught to Gaz's background. Gur was standing there with a very unsettling look on his face. Gaz looked just as pissed as ever. She said, what are you doing here? Gur's hand turned into a buzzsaw blade, and he made an evil grin. He took a white swipe, and for the first time, Gaz seemed weak. Her unusual demeanor was gone. Like she wasn't instilling fear in their universe anymore. This wasn't like Gaz. Normally in this situation, she would coolly kick the blade off his arm and beat the shit out of him. He took another swipe and caught her neck. She gasped for breath, which turned into gargling quickly. Blood spread out of her throat and into Gur, covering his forearm in blood. He let it drip into his taco, which was now showing it had strips of what we assumed to be pieces of Memran's arm meat. I'm almost done reading, by the way. It now showed a full body shot of Gur, completely covered in blood up and down. There was a low moan coming from the stairs and a disturbing gradient background behind him that kept changing through the whole shot. The shot lasted what seemed like hours, but it was probably only a couple of minutes. The most disturbing part was that this didn't even seem like part of the show at all. Like the whole episode was meant just to show this one shot. The screen faded to black and appeared to be over. We started to get up and leave to go vomit, but then there was a sound screeching coming from the speakers. We turned down the sound, but it did no good. We just had to sit it out until it was over. The screen came back showing a loop of Gur flying through the night sky, blue eyes completely clean, bobbing up and down as he flew. This went on about 30 seconds before it cut to Gur bursting another hole in Zim's wall right next to the one he made earlier. Really, Rain? Zim was frightened at Gur's appearance, now covered in blood and gore again. Gur, what is this? You're covered in human juices. Gur replied and said his first line in the whole episode. Still in duty mode. Yes, my master. I stopped getting human food and started making humans food. I am programmed to eat human food in early sense of term. It was now showing Gur's point of view with the HUD displayed and targeting system. He was targeting on Zim. Zim was wearing his human disguise. The target spawned a dialogue that said, here I propose human, master, food, likes wearing pants. It cut to showing outside the house right by one of the windows. You can hear the body shot blaze again and Zim scream, what are you doing, Gur? Gur, no! Before his silence and green light splatters the window and it fades to black again. It was black for a very long time, so we assumed it was over. But there was one last thing before the tape actually ended. The last thing we were insulted with was a final flash of the bloody Gur image with the words, Nick will perish. The end!
Wow.
Yeah, exactly! That's why I wanted to read it, because this one's better than the other one. And it's a little bit longer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good. It's by Borny Captain. Oh my god.
And of course I get kicked out again.
Congrats.
What did you guys think of... So it.
And if you want to read this one, Chaos Angel, you can. This one's short. It's the one 911.
Don't worry, I read it. I read.
Oh, you have it? Oh, okay. I'm just letting you know what I'm talking about. Unless you want me to read it.
Wait, you're gonna read?
No, I'm just saying unless you want me to read it or no, you go ahead and read it.
Hey, what do you mean you want me to read?
We're taking turns.
I thought you said that was gonna be the last.
No, I mean, no, 911 is the last one. I just want to read the Invader Zim one. Because you know me and Invader Zim.
Alright.
This one's actually short, really short to no others. It's just basically just scripts and stuff.
Alright.
I mean, you don't have to read it. I can read it.
No, I'll read it.
Alright.
I just need, it just needs to load.
Alright. Oh, well, okay.
Cinder?
I'm still here. Oh no, don't tell me it's doing it again. Wait, can you hear me?
Cinder?
I'm still here. Oh no!
Alright, I can hear you now. Is everything fine?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just, I thought my Wi-Fi was cutting off on me again. I was going to be upset again.
Alright, well, I can hear you now. Should I start reading?
Yeah, just read.
What is your emergency? Yeah, hi, this is going to sound kind of strange, but there's a man stumbling around in circles in my front yard. Could you repeat that, sir? Sick, or lost, or drunk, or something. I just woke up to get a glass of water and I heard snow crunching around underneath my front window. I'm looking at him now. He's about 10 yards away from my window. Something's not right. What is your address, sir? 1617 Quarry Lane, Umbrella Pass. Unless there's a squad car your way, but that's quite a ways out. Are you alone in your house, sir? Yes, I'm alone. Can confirm that all your doors and windows are locked. Stay on the phone. I know that my front is definitely locked. I'll go check my back door again really. I appreciate your help, by the way. I know this is kind of strange, but I really hope that. Are you still there? He's in the yard, but he's. What the fuck? He's upside down.
Oh God.
He's staring right at me. He's standing on his hands now. He's perfectly still, staring straight at me. He's doing a handstand and he's smiling at me and not. He's doing a handstand, sir? I don't know how. Yeah, he's facing me and standing on his hand. He's got this huge smile and he's perfectly fuck. Please get someone out here now. Sir, I need you to remain calm. I put out the call in an opposite way. His teeth are so huge. What the fuck? Please tell me. Sir, we need to try and keep an eye on him. Make sure your back door is locked again. We need to make sure all possible access points are. Can you talk me through and confirm that your back door is locked? Okay, I'm walking backwards now to keep my sight. My hand is on the back door. Is on the back doorknob now. It's locked. I need to check the depth, so I'm going to take my eyes off in a second. Alright, sir, help is on the way. Just stay on the phone with me. Everything's going to be alright. Sir, are you still there? His face. It's up against the glass. Sir, I need you to speak up. What has happened? I looked away for a split second and now his face, it's pressed up against my front window. His teeth are huge and he's still smiling. There's no color in his eye. Jesus, please help me. Why won't it just fucking move? Sir, I need you to go to the nearest room and lock yourself out of it. Do you have a basement or a bedroom that you can yourself in? Don't stop staring. It's going to hurt me. Sir, I need you to listen to me. Lock yourself somewhere safe until the officers arrive at your house. Can you hear me? Yes, I'm going to lock myself in my room. You're positive you're alone in the house, correct? Yes, I'm alone in the house. Wait a moment. He's moving. He's shaking his head. He's telling me no. He can hear us. He's telling me I'm not alone. Sir? Sir, are you still there? I heard a loud noise. Is everything alright? Sir?
Oh my god, that's so good!
Yeah, that was actually pretty creepy.
That's why I was saving that last! Yeah, like, you know what else we could have done? Oh my god, we could have take turns reading that. We could have voice acted that one. It would have been really good. I was realizing that when you're reading that. Like, I should have said that instead. Oh my god. Yeah, it was really spooky.
So, do you want to turn it to daytime and play a little bit of Minecraft now?
Yeah, we're gonna play Minecraft. And greetings, Saraj1717. Sorry, it's hard to pronounce. My tongue is not right. We just got finished telling the
We're gonna finish out the live stream with playing a little bit of.
I can't think of the word. My brain is just not working right now. I'm starting to get a little headache. What's it called? Creepypasta stories. We just finished that. And those who want to read them or read what we read, it's down in the description below. I also credit those who, well, pretty much the link is linked into the author anyway. But that was really fun. Stop throwing snowballs at me, you retard! I don't take this insult to matter. Some scary. I love how I did this tree. I tried my best to make it creepy. But I made it smiling. And where did you go? I lost you. Oh my god! You disappeared! Where did you go? Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm dying! I'm dying! I'm dying! I'm dying inside! I'm dying inside! That was terrifying! You disappeared! And you got me! Oh my god! It's terrifying. I'm in IREB. Okay. Well, welcome to the stream. We're almost done live stream though. We're just gonna play Minecraft for a little bit and then we'll end it. And sadly, the video has been cut in half, or I would say because of freaking Wi-Fi issue, and I had to restart it because of that. The good news though, I numbered this one, so people can tell the difference. Will you stop doing that? I'm gonna throw eggs at you because Halloween and eggs mix. Get over here. I almost forgot how to throw. Get over here!
You're spawning chicks, you know, and it's.
Oh yeah, I forgot that it does that. What? Stop raining. But yeah, this is my server. I might, like, I don't know. Anyway, this is my server, just in case those who are wondering. This is actually, like, my first one. ChaosAngel, the dolphins are gone again. They don't like to stay. I don't think the temperature is right in this. Wait, how do you check the temperature? Is this how you do it? Minecraft water. I think this is normal water, and that might be the problem. How do you turn this off? I don't want to take a screenshot. Because Angel, what should we do?
I'm coming.
I didn't catch any of that. Oh my god, that mask of yours. Wait, have you been making the same house before? Like every time we play, you have kind of made the similar face. I mean, the house. Why did I say fast? That's not the right word. My grammar. It sucks. I like your house. I like how you built your house this way though. I'm looking at it around like.
Not done yet.
I know it's not. Oh, I was about to say like I'm gonna fall off your balcony, even though there's none, and there is one. I realized that. I saw it, but my brain decided to delete it. Nope, you're gonna forget.
Oh, did you get?
We can play high pixel.
Actually, she can stay in here.
High pixel. I don't even know that. Well, I think I know what that is. It's been a while. Oh, okay. I wasn't looking where I was going, and I was like, oh, okay. Alright, so we should do something. Like, we really pretty much, like, I guess we can just show around, like, this is our turtle enclosure. And this is our ChaosAngel, our turtles look like they're kissing. Now they're moving.
Where are you, Ray?
By our turtles! By the way, Seymour is her turtle and Katie is my turtle. Or Kate. I'm sorry. I can't focus right now. I have a cold. And my friend disappeared on me, leaving me alone during the last stream. How could you? You said you wouldn't leave me. You lied. Wait, where are you at? Are you still at your house? Hello? Hello? ChaosAngel? It's creepy in here without you. Where are you? Are you up here? Are you? I'm honestly going to be honest. I feel like you're playing a trick right now. Are you gonna scare me again? Are you gonna scare me again? Because if you are, I'm scared, and please don't hurt me. ChaosAngel! Oh, you're over there! I thought you were gonna scare me again. I was getting paranoid. I'm not kidding you. I was actually being paranoid there. Oh my god! No! Don't throw snowballs at me!
Wow.
You just hit my horse. Do you know what you have done? Do you know what you have done? Yeah, we're just throwing each other snowballs. I'm pretty sure people don't find this entertaining. ChaosAngel. We should build like something really. We should build something. Why are you flying away from me? Stop flying away from me! Anyway, do you just want to end the live stream since we're not like we're just goofing? Oh yeah, interruption. But anyway, I think we should just end the live stream because I would like to ask you any Arab country you like.
Flying way up. Really?
Yeah, it was raining. I'm not very well known of Arab. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get out much. I really don't. Okay, my bird's on my head that decided to flew to me. Alright, ChaosAngel, we'll just end the live stream. ChaosAngel? Hello? Why are you silent? Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to end the live stream. Okay, Oh! Hey! That's not nice! Get back here! I'm trying to end the live stream and you got me on this. That's not nice. I'm just gonna drink my soda. You can't tell me what to do, can I? I'm so freaking slow. I hate this thing. Why you do this to me? Why? Anyway, we're gonna end the live stream. Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining, you guys. I hope you all had fun. I actually had a blast doing this. And thanks for being part of my live stream, ChaosAngel. We should definitely do this again. Stop doing that! I'm trying to end the live stream. And you are not helping. Say goodbye to the audience. Say goodbye. You better freaking say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. You obey me. I'm the owner of the server. You need to obey me. Alright, but seriously, bye. How do you end the live stream again? Oh, okay. Here. No, seriously, ChaosAngel, say goodbye, because I'm seriously ending it. I'm ending it. 3, 2, 1.